Okay, I've got my tools that I need for the stick fence. I use this, I think it's a pry bar. It's got a point on one end, flat on the other. It's really heavy. I use the point side. I use this to make the holes for the sticks. This is the DeWalt chainsaw pruner. This is the best tool ever. And then pruners, or I'm sorry, loppers. So the large loppers are great when you trim off the smaller branches from a larger branch. So these are the only 3 tools that I need to create a stick fence. So we're going to get started on how we do it. In the woods, collecting more sticks for my new stick fence, is what I'm calling it now. Thankful for that DeWalt mini chainsaw. So I went through the pile and I choose the uprights, and I figure I need about 8 to 10 for down there. And I have several different heights because the height is going to vary down there. I don't know how many rocks are going to be in the way, so the height will vary depending on how far you get in the ground. So I go through the sticks. This is just kind of a funky, the V-shape are kind of neat. I go through the pile. These are going to be my fill pieces that I'll put in either horizontally, diagonally. You'll see it kind of just gets funky. And they can be a variety of widths. This one is pretty long, pretty dead, so I'll probably just cut this before I even go down there. Fortunately, in the woods, I can find some that are already have all the limbs broken off of them. And if they don't, then I just get the pruners, or I'm sorry, the loppers. This looks like, I mean, that could be kind of funky, even though it's got a little twist to it. Okay, so I got several there to start with, which is good. It's nice to have some length. I like to have length so that they'll intertwine into the uprights, which you'll see when we get down there. So I think I might have enough uprights to get started for step 1. So let's do step 1. All right, so this is your most important tool, the pry bar. And all I do is poke it. And you can see this is soft here. And you have to spin it around depending on how thick your stick is. So let's see which one will work there. Let's use this one because it's tall and it's loose soil here. So what I do is I just keep prodding the hole and widening it as needed. This stick is pretty thick, so, whoa, that's way down there, which is good. Use your foot, need be, a little unruly, and then you, depending on the shape, you orient it, and then I just press down with my foot, and it's pretty good. Okay, so that's number 1. And you stagger them. So that one's forward, this one will be back. what you do is you just start stacking. And you, I like to use the heavier ones at the bottom to start. This is where you see the notch comes in handy. Not a lot of weaving yet. But the idea is you wrap around, you weave them around each stick. Okay, so like I said, the longer pieces first, and you just weave it. So it goes back and front. And over time, these will get crushed down. So I just leave them be. And eventually they kind of hold themselves up. And you just keep on going until you get it the height you want. I'm going to have to make a few trips. I'm watching out for my rhododendron that I planted. My only goal is just to create a buffer. A visual sightline end to this rock garden. Because it's not a really fun area to work. So I am trying to make it maintenance free. All right, here's my stick fence. It's sparse right now because I just got started, but I wanted to get it going and I continue. The important thing was to get the uprights in while the ground is not frozen, and I can keep adding the horizontal, diagonal, and fill pieces as time permits. Here's how it looks from down below. It's kind of hard to see at this time of year. There's no contrast, but I will fill that in additionally. But the uprights are important to get in while the ground is not frozen. And it just provides a nice way to visually end the area without it being too intense, and it blends. Instead, if I did a white fence. I love the white picket fence. I thought about putting it here, but I didn't want the eye to be drawn down here. So the stick fence is good for a rustic area. I drag the sticks down. I'm going to add them to my stick fence. And Belle loves dirt. And we now have a trailer to pull the sticks. Here's the trailer. It's an old little boat trailer. Put a piece of plywood on it and pulling sticks from the woods. This Kubota is the best thing ever. Here's more sticks. I'm going to extend the fence a little bit further. So there it is. And of course Belle is in the dirt. Got some nice vine piece. That's the twisty piece. And it's about 30 feet long. This is bittersweet vine that was wrapped around a maple tree up there. I untwisted it off of the dead branch so that it could be an accent in the stick fence.